Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the big show. I am your host, Jerk. I hope everybody's doing well. I was really thinking about waiting 28 days since the last video just so I could do this whole abandoned London 28 days later theme and just yell, hello, as I meandered. But you know what? I can't wait until the staff gets back from their mandatory vacation. So we're going to do this on a shoestring budget all by my lonesome, just like the old days or just like the dev team. But regardless of how we do it, we're going to need a guest. So let's get them out here. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming someone we haven't seen in quite some time. The Tech Tree Tier 6 Russian battleship. Give it up for Sinop. Sinop. Everybody knows you can't spell it without OP. But in this day and age, is it still the best? Yes. But before we get into why, let me see if I can figure out how to get the graphics department's job done and get our stats up here. Let's see, what does this button do? Okay, let me try this one. Well, there we go. Stats. Who knew anyone cared about them? But as you can see, 65% solos, 73% duos, and a respectable 82% in trios, all with an average base XP of 1610, which is about 600 over the average player's Tier 7 battleship stats. Yikes. Anyway, let's put the commander and modules up on the big screen here so I can proceed to explain to you, just like my mother explained to me, do as I say, not as I do. Do not mid-rush, two brothers. I get the appeal. I know you see everyone do it, but don't do it. Especially if you spawn on a flank. But you're doing it, Jerk, I know. But I'm doing it for a very good reason. You see, there was exactly one medal that I was trying to get in this match, and that was a dreadnought. So I figured I could go up the middle, I'd get bombed by the Ark Royal endlessly, get torped by this Badioni, and then survive and be done with it. Anyone want to guess what medal I'm not going to get in this match? Well, if your bet is a close quarters medal, then I'm sorry to say that you have been eliminated just like that Badioni. Now, as to why going up the middle is such a poor idea, more often than not, your teammates see you doing it and they decide they're going to join you, and if it's domination, that means giving up the caps on the flanks just to take the one in the center, and if it's capture the base, it's very easy for a couple ships to hold you back. But sure, if the ships that are holding you back are a Badioni, an Atlanta, and a Normandy, and you're armed with pure stellinium, well, maybe I can see the point then, but you still have to remember that the Atlanta has some pretty powerful torps and not a lot of armor that's going to almost guarantee that you're getting overpinned. So that's why I'm easing in here so slow, because I know there are torps on that Atlanta, and if I push forward, well, I might be giving them a broadside and be eating way too many. But in this case, that's what div mates are for, right? They'll just go out there and eat the torps. So I'm reversing here because I want to get my shot on the Atlanta, and of course another teammate is going to cross over in front of me, and I'm not going to be able to shoot the Atlanta as long as they're in front. So once their smokestack clears, we will fire, and there is ship number dos. Truth be told, I am not on the Kraken hunt right now. I am still very much on the Dreadnought hunt. So my basic plan is to get out here, get some attention, and break to the east, because that's where the majority of the red ships are. But this carrier, for once, is not just focusing me. And unfortunately for me, this King George is kiting away. Now, one of the benefits of Sinop, as we all know, is just how railgunny these guns are at close range. Those are seriously good shots. Look, we just hit 6 of 9. That's, what? 66% of our shells? That's pretty good. I mean, what more can you really expect at this range? Now, granted, yeah, some of them overpinned, and I think maybe 1 or 2 ricocheted, but still, not too shabby. And let's see if we can get this ship sunk and pick up our third. Well, that was a little bit wonkier dispersion, but no, we cannot. Somebody else is going to get this, but that's okay. That's why I'm facing to the east, because that's where the rest of the ships are. So I'm going to start heading that way and try and get some people to shoot me. Why is this so difficult? Boats. They're just like ladies. When you want some attention, they say negative. And when you want to be left alone, they just want to talk about their day. Am I right? Hey, that guy knows what I'm talking about. And speaking of that guy, there's a Sinop. Now, can I get them to fire at me? We all know Sinops have a very, very fragile broadside, so I am intentionally showing a bit more than I want because I want to attract some damage here. Oof, as I just smashed them for 20,000 damage. So my plan, I'm trying to show a little bit. I don't mind if I get citadeled once or twice here. Well, twice might not be good, but once is perfectly fine with me. So let's show a little leg and see if we can't get this Sinop's attention. And we're going to get some here. Not going to be enough for our Dreadnought. And I did use HE there because, you know, they were turning to run. So I was like, well, you know, I'll just use HE. At any rate, there goes the div mate. And I've got the AP loaded again, so I'm going to start turning towards the south where the remainder of their team is, so I can try and get more damage attracted and maybe get this darn Dreadnought. And in the process, I will take one. Oh, look, a clear skies in this Sinop. Yikes. All right, let's take this shot. Cool guys don't watch explosions, right? Wait a minute. What's happening there? I'm tempted to. Okay. Yeah, I'm not cool. I was getting ready to turn to see if those were going to connect, but we got them. So there's our third ship sunk. We've got 2 more down here, a Grammyachi and a Bayern. There is a carrier somewhere, but I'm not bothering to go chase them because now I'm on the Kraken hunt. Now I'm thinking, okay, we could sink these 2, and then at least we'll get the Kraken, which I did need for the weekly challenge. I just didn't think this was going to be the game for it. Grammyachi. Oh my god, look at those lasers. Le bonk. And there goes the Grammyachi. So, at this point, pretty confident. We've got this Bayern who's full health, and they are continuing to give me a very healthy broadside. So we can go ahead and get our guns turned around and maybe get the Bayern's attention. It's got 15-inch guns. It can do some damage. Hello, look at me. I'm over here. And very solid hit. We get a Confederate now. Ay, Dios mío. How do we get people to shoot at us? Well, you don't get them to shoot at you, you sink them. So I'm almost reloaded here. And I believe this next one, well, oh, is our carrier going to get that with torps? Well, we get the cap. They do get them, and I'm like, okay, we actually have this right here. And this is going to be, I don't know, what is this, Kraken 442 or something in the Sinop. Now hold your horses, folks, because we are going to do a doubleheader because it has been so long. But I'm not going to make you watch the rest of this one. Let's just skip to the end. Johnny, bring up the scoreboard. 2,679 XP. So that's like, what, 1,800 base? So a little above our average for a good game, and a GG to everyone involved. But let's get to the second half of this back-to-back. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming out our second very special guest, the Tier 4 Premium Russian Destroyer. Give it up for Grammyachi. Grammyachi, a certified Kraken printing battle boats. Let's see the stats. 75% solo, 87% duos, and a ridiculous 90% win rate in trios, and that is not without a significant number of matches played, with an average XP of 1,766. So why do I say this is a certified Kraken printer? Well, yes, many of the players at the tier are less experienced, but you will also frequently see cruisers that you can citadel easily, you've got long-range torps that reload quickly, and you've got a decent fire setting chance in conjunction with decently long-lasting smoke. All of that means you can quite literally play this ship hammered on a Saturday night and wake up the next morning only to discover a saved replay that you have no recollection of playing. So keep that in mind, as it's going to explain a few things that you see me doing in this match, like ripple firing my guns. I guess it's easier to just hold down the trigger when you're covering one eye so you stop seeing double. And I should point out, if I myself am this inebriated at this time of night, maybe the rest of the team is too. That would explain a few things like this Farragut just cruising right into some torps that were not intended for them, but bonk. There goes our first ship. Now we can just start focusing on the others, and I think here, maybe, I'm going to switch over to AP. Maybe I don't. Who knows? Who knows what I was thinking? Well, we do get a fire there. Oh wait, it's Kaiser. Am I drunk now? Why would I be shooting AP at a battleship at this range? That doesn't make any sense. Agreed, jerk. But what does make sense is shooting AP at some cruisers. You will notice that I don't seem to care too much that I'm spotted. I mean, why would I? Let's just keep firing our guns. We'll get some torps up there. Maybe get ourselves turned around. Okay, this is kind of diabolical, what I'm doing here. Yeah. Maybe we can get another fire on there. Looks like they're going down anyway, so that is not going to be a reliable ship to hit. But what might be is a lightly armored cruiser like an Emerald. How long will it take for me to realize that I have HE load? Oh, hey, see, look, I noticed right there. Switch over to the AP. The Emerald, oh, it looks like we did yoink the Kaiser. And now we are just, whether intentional or not, juking our direction and firing at this Emerald, getting citadel after citadel while I managed to somehow dodge their shots as well. And I remember watching this back and thinking, like, surely I'm not going to be able to gun this Emerald down the entire way with taking no hits. Well, it wasn't no hits. They did manage to break my rudder there, but that's not going to matter because there is our third ship sunk. And what do we have now? All right, we got an Iron Duke, which maybe we can get some shots on there, but it seems like the rest of their team is still pretty close. So, you know, even your animal lizard brain can remember, hey, go where your team isn't and position yourself to have access to most ships on the red team. You know, it is a little humorous for me to watch this back because it's one of those things where you look at it and you're like, okay, well, I am definitely taking some risks that I probably wouldn't had I not been under the influence of a little boozery. But overall, I must say that I appear to have played enough matches in this game that the strategy to it has gotten down to my lizard brain and I can actually autopilot this. So even still, you know, I'm looking at this and I will say I'm not doing anything that's too crazy or too bad, and I don't think I'm doing much that my teammates would be like, oh, I hate this guy. So I gotta say, I'm a little impressed. I'm a little impressed that I'm managing to keep things together. And I can only speculate that what I'm thinking here is, okay, let's get ourselves positioned between these three. We almost have smoke ready, so we will be able to, you know, have access to the most amount of ships here. We have a carrier, we have a cruiser up to the north that's going to keep this guy spotted. So once we have our smoke back, which is in about 8 seconds, we can just smoke up. We shouldn't be in range of the Königsberg's torps anymore, so we can just start shooting our guns and pop our smoke, and maybe we will be able to gun this ship down, especially if they were to give us broadside, but they don't. So we're just sticking with our HE, and there's a battleship. Maybe they're going to be going in the same place. We'll put torps down for that, and we will try and gun down this Königsberg, and if we can get that, that's it. That's the Kraken right there. So let's just keep firing at the Königsberg. Maybe we can get a fire on them. Hey, we do get a fire on them. Like I said, there's a pretty good fire chance on these guns. They're not insanely high, but if you do use Trubetskoy like I do... Oh, did we put up the commander and modules? Forget about it. It's the same one we always use on all of our Russian destroyers. So if we can get this fire right there, this is going to net us the... Oh, well, we don't. That would have been a double strike, which... would have been nice to wake up to, but we will just take the dev strike, which is going to happen right schmonk. And now we just need to find our final victim, and that is looking a lot like this Iron Duke. If you've been here any length of time, you know exactly what is going to happen right here. We're going to use that island in between ourselves and the Iron Duke. Pray that they don't have HE loaded, and just get as close as we can, and then we will just YOLO them. So that is the plan. The torps on here are loaded. Now, you might be tempted to go ahead and drop them now, but there's really no need to. There is no need, because we have won this match. We're going to get, what, at least probably about 2 kilometers away from this Iron Duke, and as so long as they aren't shooting HE, which we will find out if they are real soon, then we should be okay. And let's see, I think that they're going to actually shoot their guns real quick. I mean, you know, what are they going to do? Yeah, they just fired right there. Well, secondaries are firing right there, but no, there they just fired. And it was AP, so, you know, we're all good anyway. At this point, this is a done deal, and I believe this was going to be Kraken 443 in the Grammyachi. So, yeah, let's see the scoreboard. Drum roll, please. 2,700 XP. So without the win modifier, that is 1,800 XP, which is right about our average XP in this ship. This is the average game and this ship, even when you've had too many libations, and that's gonna wrap it up for this one. If you find that you need a little medicine to play this game right now, then give this video a like. If you have Warships tattooed across your knuckles, give it a dislike. Questions, comments, leave them down below, and if you want to be there for the next double header, think about hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching, folks. I will get back out there for another one, and we will talk whenever that is.